Welcome back to Baldur's Gate 2, the movie. When we last left off, we were here in Trade Meat, where we helped kill a few animals that had started attacking the villagers for no reason. And we also stole a nice Ifriti summoning figurine from that genie back there, which I recommend you do, obviously, before you complete the quest we're going to be doing today. Now, the main reason we're going to do this quest today is just to get Jaheira her scimitar and just to waste time while we wait for Keldorn to sort out his family issues. So we'll come over here to the mayor's house and talk to the high merchant and see what he has to tell us.
Hail, I welcome you to Trade Meat. Trade Meat has been here for generations, but now we are harassed from the strangest of sources. What I would have you do is escort him to his task, or see to it yourselves, whichever you prefer.
So we hear about a druid who's been locked up, more for his own safety than anything else, down in the dungeons of the mayor's house here. So we'll just head down the stairs and try to find him. Don't worry, there are no enemies down here, just a very small area where we find Cerned.
And well met to you. I am Cerned, though my identity is surely no secret after the fuss I have caused here.
Okay, so luckily for Cern, we have an open spot in our party due to Keldorn's family troubles. Cern comes with a level up. His stats are pretty terrible. He's got decent wisdom, but other than that, like, he's no Jaheira, you know. But anyway, we're just gonna put whatever we want into his proficiency slots. It doesn't matter. He's only gonna be in our party for this one quest. And by the way, he says that we need to go to the Druid Grove and find out what's going on over there because he believes that's the source of Trade Meat's animal troubles. So we'll go ahead and head over to the Druid Grove right after we take a look at his unique stuff. He's got a Staff of the High Forest +2, decent weapon, and a Cloak of the High Forest. So none of these can be de-equipped from him and put on someone else, or else I would, but you know, it doesn't matter what items he has, as we're just going to have him along for the ride.
You are a stranger to this town, are you not? I'm surprised you are allowed to come within the walls. You will find yourself unwelcome here.
So the guild mistress tells us no one's going to sell to us until their problems are solved. So that will be a decent added reward. But anyway, now we're going to head to the Druid Grove. Pretty cool little area. Very swampy. Very green. We haven't seen too many green areas in this playthrough so far. So we'll try to enjoy it while we can. And of course we have trolls here. Nothing we haven't dealt with before. We're just keeping Cerned in the back, like, you know. So a druid comes and warns us that this place is not safe for intruders, and then we tell him that we're going to challenge the great druid to restore balance, and he's like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." So anyway, more trolls. Just deal with the trolls the same way we've always been dealing with them. Cast spells if you don't have any fire ammunition or acid ammunition. Just do whatever you need to do to finish these guys off. They'll hit hard, and I don't recommend spell buffing for any of these fights up until a certain one that we're going to get to. Don't worry, there are some interesting fights here in the Druid Grove. It's not going to be all trolls and spiders, but there will be trolls and spiders. So we'll have to grit our teeth and push on through to get to the more interesting stuff here. And I believe this is a linear path that you can travel here. I think you can only go around this way and up and around. So no need for any descriptive words saying where we're going. Just follow the path. Fight the enemies, follow the path, restore the balance. And we see some cool rocks there next to some water. I mean, this place is swampy, but it's still kind of cool, kind of a nice place. We're struggling with these spiders here. We took some damage. Not great, but that's what happens when your main character is not buffed, is not spell buff. His armor class right now, I believe, is -3, which isn't terrible. But at the same time, he does not have great defense in terms of if he gets hit, he's going to take some damage. So another troll, we're going to just ranged weapon pull him. Try not to pull his whole pack of trolls all at the same time. It's some more interesting rocks there to the left. Just cool stuff here in the Druid Grove. Big mushroom type looking things. It doesn't really look like a place I would want to spend the night in. But anyway, that big thing you see to the left there is actually a troll mound. So if we were to go in there, we would certainly be fighting more trolls. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to skip it. We're mainly here, like I said, for Jaheira's Scimitar and to cure trade meat so that we can have access to a couple of their really good merchants that sell some nice +3 gear. A few decent cloaks. Anyway, here's an interesting little battle. We come across some druids, or a party anyway, fighting some trolls, and we're just gonna let this play out. So I'll skip ahead, and it looks like the trolls won the fight without taking any damage, which is kind of sad, really. What level were those adventurers? Why were they here? How did they make it this far into the Druid Grove if they're just gonna get totally wiped out by 3 trolls? Well, some questions will never be answered, I suppose. But all we have to do now is just wipe out these 3 trolls. Make sure we hit them with fire. Same standard stuff. After this place, I don't think we're going to see any more trolls in this entire playthrough. Maybe we will, but if you really love watching me fight trolls, you may be disappointed after this quest is over. So we'll just keep wailing on them. These trolls are just really, really sturdy guys. Really scary, sturdy, strong. I'm trying to alliterate here, but I'm not the most poetic person. Anyway, we can search these bodies here. There's some stuff. I'm going to cut it out, obviously, but yeah, search the bodies. See what those adventurers had, and then we'll head south and around. We are getting close to the source of the disturbance here in the Druid Grove. But first, we come across 6 shadow druids, and this is a fight it's kind of like the fight that we had in the All-Seeing Eye quest with the blind priests. This is a fight we want to take seriously. Just go ahead and spell buff to the max. We're going to be filling out all kinds of nasty spells at these guys, slow, chaos, whatever we can muster to throw. Insect plague, anything like that you think will cause these druids a problem, go ahead and throw it out. Chaos hit like 4 or 5 of them, really ruined their day, and that's all we needed. So I just went ahead and rushed them after that chaos spell was taken. But man, that was a that was a really easy fight. Chaos These are one of your favorite spells in this game. It's going to be useful most of the game. Just cast it whenever you think you're up against a tough party of adventurers. So now we're coming across a stone bridge, some actual human architecture here, and we come to a house. Now this is an interesting place because if you come here before talking to the genies, as we have, you'll find a Dratha, and she will actually sell you potions, which is cool. If you don't talk to the genies before you come here, it's the only way you're going to actually get this dialogue with her.
Shall surely command more respect with these fools. 'Tis hardly much of a party that you have put together.
A bit of nice character building for Animan there. Really good to hear some decent stuff about him. Now, the scimitar we're after is actually to the south of here, underneath the bridge we crossed, and then east. I didn't show it. There's a few trolls in the way, but nothing serious. Just go down there into the Ogre Tower and claim Belm +2, which is the best scimitar in the game for a while anyway. And Jaheira will happily equip it. Now we're about to approach a fight here. It's not as hard as the last fight with all the Shadow Druids.
It would be good for you to watch your actions while in this wood.
So we decide to even get so serious as to break out the Ifriti figurine that we stole off the genie. We're just going to summon it right back there on those two Shadow Druids. And yeah, just have fun there. No real need. There's only 3 enemies here. They can only do so much to us, especially distracted by the Ifriti. So that's just a really good figurine that's gonna make some fights easier than they already would be otherwise. Anyway, yeah, just haste up, spell buff the usual way, insect plague, and then go to town on these guys. You can see CERN took a decent amount of damage there, so we're gonna heal everyone up before we head inside and confront Faldorn. We see a weird pit fighting arena type thing there, with what looks like possibly blood in the bottom, and then a nice clear stream.
Well, what have we here? Some fool come to stop the righteous force of nature? I am stronger than ever with the aid of this grove. No harm can come to me here. Such bonding rituals are frowned upon as they draw energy from the earth itself, but the mother feeds me that I might fight for her. You are mistaken, of course. I revel in the combat of the rituals, and I welcome the chance to end your miserable existence. Come to your death.
For this fight, all of your items are stripped away, so I chose to let Jaheira do it. I think CERN probably would have done a better job here, but I'm not going to have him in my party, so I figured may as well let Jaheira take care of this. Just shapeshift straight away. You can cast Insect Plague if you want, but honestly, shapeshifting is going to do the trick. Just turn into a black bear and maul Baldur to death. She will not shapeshift. She will use her decent +2 staff or whatever that we will get as a reward for this quest. But it's not that big of a deal. It's kind of annoying because she has a moderate HP regeneration effect on her. But the black bear will eventually be strong enough to take her out without taking very much damage at all.
With vengeance!
And finally she dies.
Aid me! No!
So yeah, they remind us there to make sure we pick up all of Jahira's stuff on the ground. It'd be pretty brutal to lose all of that good gear. And by the way, I forget to change Jahira back into a human for a decent amount of time, so forgive me there. And we'll head back to Trade Meet and talk to the Dow Genies. And finally get the quest to take Adratha's head.
Greetings to you, wayfarer. I am Kanzara of Kalimshan, a Dao Jin, at your service.
So luckily we already know where the Rakshasa is. We know who it is. So we'll just return to Adratha and she will smell the genie on us, man. She got a good nose. So just take her down. She's a pretty tough customer, and she'll summon two more enemies will teleport in, and they're no joke either. They're gonna get down as soon as they get down to our party. They're gonna cast a cloud kill, and that's gonna be really annoying. So my recommendation, just finish off Adratha as quick as you can, and as soon as you do, just grab her head off the ground and run away. Just leave the building, or else it's just gonna be really annoying. And the other Rakshasas will not follow you outside, so don't worry about that. And then just head back to Trade Meet and talk to High Merchant Logan.
We are in your debt for whatever you did. I thank you, and Trade Meet thanks you.
I sense that you possess the head of our little interfere with you as agreed. Astounding, even for a mortal.
You are the hero who has saved us from the druids, yes?
Citizens of Trade Meet, we are gathered here today to honor the heroes of our small town. They have not only stopped the assault of nature upon us by removing the evil druid that had taken over our local grove, but have also spared us from the recent domination of the genies.
Okay, after all of that hullabaloo is over, we're actually going to head over to the inn now for a nice rest, and we'll see what happens inside the inn.
Hi, friend.
Declare yourself.
So a lot going on here inside the inn. A fight to the death. Someone recognize you as a Bale spawn. Like, excuse me, guys. I'm just trying to get to the the proprietor here. Come on, let me through. Oh, there he goes.
My duties.
Do not touch me. Speak and be done with it.
Yep, definitely popping off here in the inn. But we're just interested in renting a room and getting some shut eye here. Jeez. You think people would be happy? I mean, I've solved like two of the worst problems for this town ever. So now that we're done here in Trade Meet, we're going to head back to the government district and try to pick Keldorn up, see if he's had enough time with his wife. And of course, we're going to release CERN from our party. I didn't show that.
Greetings. I was wondering when you might come.
Alright, so Keldorn seems is ready to go, and now we'll head to Galen Bale's house back in the slums and finally give him the 15,000 that he has asked for to help us rescue Emmeline.
Very good. Just so you be knowing, you be going to the Shadow Master Aaron Linvale.
Allies are expensive in the city of Coin, but you are certain you have made a wise investment. Through Galen Bale, you have purchased the aid of Aaron Linvale, Shadow Master of Athkatla. As ominous as that may sound, you have little other choice. Already you have felt the influence of those working against your search for Irenicus.
The girl they brought in, she's a cute one, isn't she?
I do believe I'll have to practice some enchantment spells on that one.
Hold. What was that sound?
You too! The new prisoner! He's escaped!
What? When? Where is he?
He's in the lower... Gods, no! He comes! He's here!
I cannot be caged. I cannot be controlled. Understand this as you die, ever pathetic, ever foolish. Hello, little one. You and I have a great deal to do.
What are you planning?
Not to worry. Nothing worse than what I shall do to your friend.
Things are going well for us, yes? It's a dangerous path, but we manage well for ourselves.
Our actions are good.